Hello everybody, today I would like to do a video update pertaining to Rhino 6 subdivision workflow and command. Okay, let's start. Before I begin, I want to re-clarify the Rhino 6 subd workflow. Okay, so the workflow is such that you have to follow this for this process. Okay, basically you have to start the modeling using a mesh object. You create your basic framework using mesh, and once the mesh object has been created, you need to do the conversion of it into a subdivision format. Okay, but subd on its own is not really a useful format, so you need to do another conversion to convert the subd to NURBS formatted object. Okay, NURBS is where you can use other NURBS command to further manipulate or refine the shape, or if desired, export the NURBS model to other packages for downstreaming purposes. Okay, so let's start. Okay, as mentioned just now, you cannot use any other format except for meshes. So that means you cannot use the mesh, cannot use the box command to do our work. Okay, I need to clarify this because in the previous video I was not articulating this very clearly, and a lot of the audience actually use the box command instead to start their work, and of course nothing meaningful come out of it. Okay, so what you need to use is actually the mesh tools objects. Okay, for our work we will use the mesh box. So click the mesh box, and the next thing you want to do is to set the options to the desired point count. In my case, I want to set all the point count to 1. That is X count, Y count, and Z count all set to a value of 1. Okay. As I will be doing a symmetry modeling demonstration, I will want to model my object about this axis over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to model on 1/2 of the axis. Okay, so got this. Okay, before I proceed further, I need to establish the next point, which is what constitute the components of a mesh object. Basically, a mesh object can be broken down into 3 components, namely the vertex, edge, and the face. Okay, the selection mode for the components is the shift plus control key. So let's say if I want to select a face, you can press and hold the shift plus control and click on the face. Okay, you'll be able to select a face. Okay, if I want to select an edge, you can press the shift plus control to select the edge. And if I do drag the arrow, I'm able to actually move the edge. Okay. Likewise, if I want to select a vertex, it's shift plus control as well. Okay. The next thing I need to do is actually to delete this face. Why do I have to delete this? Okay, as mentioned, I want to build a symmetry model, and if the model is mirrored about this axis, this region here will constitute an interior face. For our work, we need to remove away the interior faces. So what I'm going to do is I need to delete away this. So I press the shift plus control, press the delete to delete away this. Okay, so now I want to extrude a segment out of this. So I press the shift plus control. Okay, how do I do an extrusion? Actually, it's quite simple. What I need to do is just to click on the dot, which only appears in Rhino 6. Okay, this dot is actually an extrusion function. So click and drag the dot to do an extrusion. Okay, okay, I want to do another extrusion. So I press the Shift plus Control. Okay, the dot to do a extrusion. Okay, maybe from here onwards, I should start to show you how to do the symmetry. Okay, so to do that, press escape to deselect stuff. Okay, click the record history to tell Rhino to record the next command. So then after that, go to the mirror to record it. Okay, so as you select object to mirror, enter. So start a mirror plane. So click the grid snap. So this is start a mirror plane. Okay, so you notice I have actually symmetry. If able to make any changes to one half, the change will be reflected on the other side. Okay, so I want to further refine my form. Okay, so I'm going to do another extrusion over here. Okay, extrude this. Okay, what if I only want to move the face without doing extrusion? Okay, to do that, do not click on the dot, just click on the arrow itself. Okay, click on the arrow itself. Okay, I want to extrude another region. Okay, so click this. Okay, the next thing I want to build is actually a bridge across here. And if a bridge were to be built across this face and this face will constitute our interior faces. So I have to remove them. So press the Shift plus Control, select these places and press the delete to delete them. Okay, you'll notice that the by doing so we have actually broken the record history. Okay, so you got to be very careful when you delete any faces. Okay, okay, so now I need to build like faces over here. The command to do that is the 3D face command. So at the command prompt type 3D face, press enter. Okay, now it asks you select first corner of polygon. Okay, notice I'm not able to snap to this corner. Why is that so? That's because I have not selected the vertex mode for object snap. So what I need to do is click on vertex to tell Rhino that you need to select to the vertex of a mesh. Okay, so vertex pertaining to a mesh. So click the vertex on the object snap to make sure that you're able to snap to vertex. So click 4 vertex to form one face, press enter, and repeat the process until we have 4 3D face. Okay, we've created all the 3D faces. Okay, before we proceed to do sub hub D, maybe I would like to add a detail over here. Also, I take this opportunity to demonstrate some other features as well. So I go to click the Shift plus Control. Okay, I want to do an extrusion. Okay, do an extrusion. Okay, maybe I want to select an edge. Okay, select an edge. Okay, I want to do an extrusion over here, but before that I want to scale this part. Okay, the scaling function of gumball will work on the 3D face as well. So select this. Okay. If a proportional scaling is desired, you might want to press and hold the shift key before you click the scaling widget, which is the square over here. Okay. So I want to do another extrusion and another extrusion. Okay, now I want to do a scaling, a proportional scaling. So I'm going to press and hold the shift key. Yep. What I want to do is like a depression inside here. So what I'm going to do now is just to do a small little scaling, do a proportional uh, scaling, a proportional scaling. You can see a small little extrusion followed by a proportional scaling inwards. Okay, now I want to do an extrusion inwards. Okay, so click on the dot and yeah, press it inwards. Okay, so I'm done with the form. Okay, the next thing to do is to join all the meshes together. So click the join command to join the meshes. Okay, okay, you notice that the faces over here seems to be uh, been removed. Okay, that's not the case. This is simply a case of the normal of the faces over here being flipped. Okay, this is not a concern with regards to our subdivision modeling work, so we don't have to be bothered about this. So we can actually proceed to do our sub-D conversion. To do that, at the command prompt type to sub-D. This is actually a new command. Okay, press enter. So select your mesh, press enter. Okay, so I actually want to delete my input. Okay, so I just leave the option as they are, press enter. Okay, so I got my sub-D form. Okay, I want to make some further modification to the form. So what I'm going to do is select the sub-D. I can turn the points on by pressing the F10 or using the points on command. Okay, so I want to do a bit of manipulation. As you can see, the gumball will work on the control points of the sub-D as well. Make this a little bit bigger. Okay, we are done with our point editing. Okay, so now what I want to do is to convert the sub-D as mentioned. Sub-D itself is not really very usable. We need to do a conversion to NURBS. So now we need to do a NURBS conversion. Okay, a good practice is actually to make a duplicate of your sub-D model first in case you need to make some further modification to your design. So what I'm going to do is I want to duplicate this using the Alt key. Okay, put this aside. Okay, so now I want to convert this to NURBS. Okay, to do that, at the command prompt, type to NURBS. Okay, press enter. Okay, so you ask you sub-D option. So separate pages. No, I want to leave it as okay, delete input, yes. Okay, so press enter. Okay, so this object has been converted to NURBS. Okay, to help you see it better, let me just explode the model. Turn on the points. As you can see, this model has been converted to NURBS. Okay, okay, that's all for my video update. I hope that's been useful. See you around. Bye.